Hello, it's Tamara Hunter, and we are live. Can I just say how excited I am to have you here, Rachel? You are the Restyle Junkie, and I have been hearing amazing things from our
Uh-oh.
mutual friend, Sony Jackson, about, in fact, I met her in Phoenix when she got there a little early because she was there because she came to visit with you and then go with you over to, I believe, the news or to one of the studios there and
That's
do what
right.
it is that you do with being a restyle junkie. So thank you for being a part of our Give-A-Thon today. We are giving on Tuesday, Giving Tuesday, and we are actually raising funds for Chemo Buddies for Life. And right now, until the funds have been exhausted, $1 donated turns into two because of the way that they've got it going for Giving Tuesday. So let's take advantage of it, guys. We are right now, some of the funds are starting to raise, but we've got a long way to go. So let's keep going. Thank you for being here, Rachel.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And I need to send a shout out to our friend Sony for including me and making this connection between the two of us because, I really think we are only separated. I don't even think it's 6 degrees of separation anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And so when Sony was out here, that's right, we went to ABC 15 and I did a segment with Sony's help, and that was a lot of fun. And I'm really grateful that I can be part of this Give-A-Thon today, as I have not personally been through chemotherapy as a patient myself, but I was with my grandfather when he had his chemotherapy, and I did help support my grandmother through the end of her journey with cancer, and was at her appointments and things like that.
Thank you.
And I know what kind of support is needed. It takes a village, not only for the patients, but for the caregivers as well.
Exactly. And thank you for recognizing that. And thank you for sharing that because it's absolutely so important. And in truth, I don't understand why overlooked for so long. Because the what I actually in Phoenix there's there's some people that are very, very well versed on the effects of caregivers and caregiver burnout and caregivers actually that end up passing before even the patient that they were supporting because they wear themselves out. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not getting the self-care and self-love because they feel like, well, you know what, I can't. It's the patient that needs the attention. It's all of the above, and that's one of the things with our mission that's very important for us to get that message out there, and that those that are going through testing also need to be supported because that can be a real scary time for people because they just don't know. When you
Well,
don't know,
nobody knows, and that's the thing. So as a caregiver, you don't want to have the attention focused on you because it's not about you. It's the patient who's going through everything. But at the same time, if you don't have a strong caregiver or someone who's taking care of themselves in a shows up in a way that they're able to be a caregiver, it's not helpful to the patient. And so I really think Chemo Buddies for Life is amazing because it gives the patient the focus that they need and allows maybe a break from the support for the caregiver so that they can do some of the physical things that need to be done and not all the emotional things.
right. In fact, it's Camille Superson, and it's about that caregivers have ended up becoming so stressed out that and she's an amazing resource and expert on this subject and has educated me in such a way that it's like, yes, we, not that we weren't already there for them and that was part of our mission, but to be bringing these amazing people like yourself, like all the people that have been on the show so far. We've got some incredible people that are saying, yes, okay, we get it, we understand it, we want to be here for the community, we want to help raise funds, we want to help get the word out, and get people to donate and be a part of the Give-A-Thon and enroll buddies. Because when it comes down to it, there's no reason why anybody should have to feel alone hearing those 3 words anymore, because of what it is that we are building. All we need to do is be able to get to that next place, which we are so close. That's why we are really pushing for this Give-A-Thon. That's why I'm going back to back to back to back with 36 hours of programming to say, we know we're nearly there. We have this, we've got the bones built out for now, the beta site. We have the programs. We have the coaches because of winning the first Global Next Impactor.
Oh my
now, thank you. We now need to raise the funds. It is time. So that's what we're doing. And thank you for being part of it. And yes, donate today at CB4L.org. And if you don't want to go to the website and you want to give a phone call, we have a toll-free number. You can call our calling team, 833-922-1669, and they'll help you walk through the donation process and or the buddy process. So
you call this number if you're going to be able to just donate monetarily. So give us a little bit of your treasure. And if you can give some of your time with the buddy program, you call this number as well.
Yes, if you can be a buddy, like either you are a patient, be a patient buddy or a support buddy. So you're a buddy. Okay. Or you can volunteer. We have a volunteer area also. So we've got 3 ways that people can be a part of our community and help us grow. All are important. We have this amazing group of heart-centered, purpose-driven people that are making a difference, and it's all levels of volunteerism and time that they are giving, and it's been crazy over the last few weeks.
And crazy though.
Yeah, and then we have the buddies, which the way that I explain it, because of where it is going with the beta site, is I explain it that think of a matching site that comes to a social media platform that has only one cause, and that is that we are helping people that are affected by cancer, the patient and the support people. And we recognize the people that are undergoing testing, and not all of the nonprofits do. And that we know can be one of the most problematic times.
So it's the very beginning of the journey where it's best to connect. So when you have those unanswered questions and you need a voice that understands, you can have a buddy to reach out to.
That, yes. And also have, I've actually filmed with my doctors and my nurses where they've given even tangible clues, not hints and clues, but
tips and tricks on how to manage
tips and tricks. That's exactly what I was thinking. But it's like, okay, but yes, the list of what to do, how to do it, questions to ask, simple things like bring your phone, put it on tape recorder, bring someone with you that's going to even write down notes, and all of these things, what to ask for, how to go the next step, and because it needs to be simple, and yet it needs to be, you need to feel validated. And I know, because I called around when I was going through testing, because I went through testing for a long time because
without concrete answers, and it's
without
terrifying.
them, I had to do all of my tests twice. all of them. So I went an extremely long period of time from the beginning of testing to the time that I actually started any kind of a program. And that can be some of the hardest. Anybody that's been through it, they know. And so that's why we have let them know that we are here for them. And what we have found too is that some of the people that, many of them, they are found to not have any kind of a cancerous tumor at all. Yet they're some of our biggest supporters because they know that they weren't being acknowledged or validated anywhere else. And we were there for them and helped them to get through it. And that in itself can help to even, okay, it's no now, but that stress, you just don't need that stress because you just never know what events in our lives. It's better for us to stay as, as chill as possible, as they say,
And that for me is how I started my Restyle Junkie journey. I did not have cancer, but I had a pretty catastrophic ankle injury and was grounded. So I had a lot of time to be at home and think. And sometimes thinking doesn't really help you get to the next step. You don't have to process everything all the time or worry. There's got to be some downtime for your brain to let your body heal, whether it's your ankle or whether it's a cancer treatment that's taking place. And so for me, I just, I started with Restyle Junkie because it gave me an avenue to escape from all the realities that were. You can't change them, but you can escape from them for a little bit and find some joy in your life. Because I think sometimes whether you're a caregiver or you're a patient, you don't want it to define you. You want to still have your hobbies and your friends and family and all the things that you like still be a huge part of your life. And when you're ill, things are taken away from you and it's not fair. So you've got to find things that you can do that keep you busy and happy and giving back to your community and friends, is in my personal opinion. So that's why I love all things DIY.
I'm totally there with you 100%. That you're speaking my language. And Barbara Beckley, who is over our call team, thank you for being here. Yes, remember to donate. It is Giving Tuesday.
Yes, absolutely.
And $1 turns to $2. Go to Chemo Buddies, the number 4 Life on the Facebook page, and hit the donation button. And that is where that $1 will turn to $2 until those funds are exhausted. So tell us about Restyle Junkie. I mean, I'm fascinated by it, and I've seen some of your stuff, but tell us a little bit more about it.
So Restyle Junkie, in real life, I'm a licensed contractor in the Phoenix area, and my business specializes in cabinet refinishing. So that's one avenue of our business. And so we have all sorts of all sorts of before and after pictures of what we've done for people's spaces. So because, your environment is important to you, especially the more time you spend at home, you want to have an environment that you like. And so that's really how I got started with some of my stuff. Is I was sidelined from ankle surgery. I had a job where I traveled and I drove and I was on construction sites, and then I could no longer, one injury and that was it, one walk and that was it. I couldn't do it anymore. And so I had to redefine what I was going to do with my life. And so I was able to sit on the floor and paint because I've always been creative. It was just nothing I ever did for a living. So I could sit on the floor and paint pieces of furniture, do things like that. I could order paints and supplies online. Friends and family could bring them to me. And then I posted on social media, much like we're using it as a stream still today. Right. And it's amazing how you go from 6 degrees of separation to 2 degrees of separation, right? Mm-hmm. So here you are, you think you're isolated and you're at home. And really all you have to do is reach out and you're not alone. So I started showing people what I did and they said, oh, can you do that for me? And I said, but you don't understand. I'm kind of handicapped. I can't do it for you. And so eventually I healed and then I got hurt again. And then I healed and then I got hurt again. So it's been a journey of trying to figure out what can I have my team do for me and what can I do? And so that's how a lot of the DIY tips and tricks, part of Restyle Junkie and the TV segments really started because I wasn't physically able to do some of the cabinet painting. So I have a team that's amazing that handles that part for me. I do the sales for that. So, but that allows me to be off my feet, which is a better place for me most of the time. And,
sounds like it.
yeah. So I'm glad we're able to sit for this thing today. And so that is really, it was a journey of healing for me, not from cancer, but a journey of healing from some of my feet problems.
You know what? Healing is healing his healing. And that's why I'm thrilled that we're doing this Give-A-Thon. Yes, it is for Chemo Buddies for Life. Yeah, we are healing through connections within the Buddies Network. It's a larger mission and message in that you can heal through self-care. You can heal through hobbies. You can heal through music. You can heal through art. All of these different avenues, because and we've been and what has been fascinating for me, that's why I'm just like totally energized, is because each segment I am realizing that much more and that much more that okay, yeah, we can heal by putting the right stuff under our arms. You know, we can heal
I
by
saw that. Yep. There's so many different facets to take care of ourselves and heal ourselves and work in tandem with healing the cancer or whatever's ailing us. But there's things that we can do. We have more control than you think.
Exactly. And I absolutely love this story, and thank you for sharing it, because life happens. And when life happens, it's a matter of how we handle that, what the outcome will be, even possibly later. And the evolution of, okay, yeah, I can't do it this way, however I can sit on the ground. I can order the items, I can have some people bring them by, and oh my goodness, I can even post them and people want to buy them, or they want to know how I'm doing it.
Right.
And then when I'll never forget, Sony's like, oh yeah, you've got to meet her, and you know, she's a natural. They call her and she'll say, okay, when and where, and like it's no big deal. And I'm like, oh, I love it. You know,
yeah,
because she was like, you know, she just knows her stuff. She loves what she's doing, and people love seeing what it is that you are doing. So
thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So what, I mean, okay, so you paint.
So I thought I could share a project today to kind of give you, I'm such a show and tell person. I'm passionate about what I do, but it's way more fun to see some stuff sometimes than hear me talk. So I thought I would share a project that I just did on a different TV segment. And
okay.
So I don't know how many people on here grew up in a family that, whether it was Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever it was, you were told exactly where to sit. Yeah. So I was always the last one to sit down because I didn't know where I could sit, and we didn't, you know, so what we're going to make today, this ornament thing, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to make this. And whatever kind of condition you're in, this really just takes your hands and a buddy to do it with. So something to take your mind off all the stressful things, and you can be part of the holidays. You can, if you can't make cookies this year, you can do something like this instead, right?
I love it. Yes. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So this is the name of the TV anchor, and her name is Kylie. So I'm going to show you this whole thing. And so you can either do it as a place setting, or it's fun just to give as a gift for a tree or other decoration. So you've got a couple of different parts here. You have your ornament, which I got Hobby Lobby, and they deliver, and they're just frosted ornaments, and they come 4 to a pack and 50% off. I love sales, right? Who doesn't love a sale? And then it lets you have more money to donate to CB4Life.org, right?
There you go. I love it. Yes. Okay, so we are donating the saved money to CB4L.org. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So you're saving money, doing cheap and cheerful tricks so that we can give gifts and give money as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we have the ornament here. And we are going to, I'm going to show you how to make a fancy bow that looks just like this. I have it all in different pieces here.
Okay.
And you'll have to excuse me if you hear noise in the background. Sony will attest to this. I have 2 dogs that think they're therapy dogs, who act like therapy dogs, except when I'm on a phone or on a webinar or whatever. Then they act
like children.
Yes.
I got it.
And so we're doing the best we can do with them here. So
I understand. Not a worry.
So the way to make an easy bow like this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and put up the camera, is
Oh, yeah.
what you have is floral wire and the scissors. So floral wire comes in different colors. It's copper. They come in red for the holidays. Just a couple dollars. Everyone's got a scissors. So we take some ribbon, and I like to buy the ribbon that has the wire in it because it's easy to bend.
Right.
One quick snip here with a better scissors than the one I have, clearly. It doesn't want to go through the wire.
I have some of those scissors like everywhere. It seems like, they don't start that way, but I still don't know.
There's like a
scissor elf so end up coming to my house and playing with my scissors in the middle of the night. And
who knew this was going to be the most difficult part of my broadcast today? I'm like, I think
they say you got me at hello. Well, you got me at scissors,
Jeez. Okay, Santa, you win, Uncle. So we're just going to do it this way here. We're going to pretend it's cut there and the magic of TV.
Yeah.
And then we'll also, let's see if we can't do this. We want to cut a little piece of the wire. So let's see. And it doesn't matter what size you buy. It never seems to run out. And okay. All right, that's not going to work either. So we're going to go to plan C here, but it'll be okay.
It will be.
All right, so you take your long ribbon here and you make your bow. Let's see. Can you see what I'm doing here?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you get your bottom pieces together. And then you take the wire, just like this, and you put the wire right around the bottom pieces like that. And you leave a little bit of the wire out so that you can take it and attach it inside the little ornament top, like that. Then, so we can put that on there. Let's go ahead and do that. So you just wrap it through there. See, this is all nice and easy. All you need is a scissors that works and some floral wire. Sometimes the supplies are the most challenging part, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're like dogs that think they're kids, right?
Right. Now they're behaving because they got a shout out. I swear they know. I don't know how they do it, but they just know how much attention they're getting.
Yeah.
But pets are very healing too, so I'm glad to have them with me.
Oh, absolutely. I have my own.
Do you have them with you as well?
I have 2. They're in another part of the area.
That's smart. That's more professional than what I've got going on here. They just like part of it. So then I snipped some of the little. You can take it off your tree. No one will know. You can take it off a garland or a wreath. Just a little snip. And I took 2 pieces of it. And again, you just want to, because it has wire in it, you can just stick it through the little hole, the top, the ornament loop.
Right.
Bend it over, and now you have a super cute bendable ornament. This one says "Good Morning, Arizona."
Ah, cute.
And so you can hang it on the tree. You can use a placeholder.
Do you paint the names?
Yes, so that's the last part here. So I love having chalk markers at my fingertips.
Oh, okay.
So American-made company out of California. And they have these chalk markers, and they're super fun because you can write on the ornaments. You can also write on glass, mirror, other things. So if you can't decorate like you normally do, go ahead and write a big happy holidays with a chalk marker on it. It comes right off. So it's just all sorts of different fun things you can do.
I did not know about that.
That's what it says. I'm going to read this. Whatever your canvas is, chalkboard, menu, window, poster, classroom or kitchen, So really, it goes on anything. And I did it on some vases for Thanksgiving and wrote grateful, blessed, things like that. And I wasn't sure if it was going to ruin it, if it really did come off or not. And sure enough, I just put it under the sink and wiped it off with a little bit of soap and water.
There it goes, down the drain, huh?
That was it. So we can write.
Nice.
And it has this nice point on it, so it's easy to write. I'm going to write Chemo Buddies on this one.
Oh, how fun.
And you know what? If anyone donates $100 while I'm watching, I will go ahead and send 4 personalized ornaments to them. They just have to tell me what name they want in it. So if you
Okay,
got to donate $100 while I'm on here today, and I will go ahead and send you after I go get a new pair of scissors, right, or find different ones, I will send you 4 personalized ornaments that say whatever you'd like on them, and they'll be ready to go.
And they'll be from the Restyle Junkie.
Right out of Phoenix. It'll come with sunshine in it.
Yes, which is a big deal because, you know, really, you've got a following.
I do.
Yeah, and that is pretty cool. And yeah, in fact, Sonny's like, yeah, I think she's not doing TV that day. You know?
That's funny. I've been really fortunate to do a lot of TV things and reach a large community of people, and that's what, you know, it's all about. I did the Pinterest conference, which is called the Pinners Conference, and I know you were just talking to someone from Utah, but that's out of Utah. So there's Utah, California, Arizona, I think Florida is, I'm not sure, but I know that they do those states. We just did that. I do a lot of things with Facebook, lots of TV things, and I like to try and give back to the community when I can. That's the whole point of having a business and being in control of your time, is to do what you want with that time. And that's why I'm here supporting Chemo Buddies for Life today on 2 for Tuesday, Giving Tuesday, right? Because every dollar, so every dollar you give counts as 2 today.
That's right. Yes, until the funds have been exhausted, and so we want to take advantage of this. This is the, you know, it's the day that kicks off the giving season. However, this particular day is, I believe in it 100% because of the fact that it highlights service, it highlights giving, it highlights the fact that we need to be doing more for each other. And Giving Tuesday, you know, you have in the United States, you have Thanksgiving, you have Black Friday, which we all know the craziness of Black Friday. Then you've got a few things over the weekend. Then you have Cyber Monday, which has really taken off. And then you have Giving Tuesday, which is one of the newer offerings. It's only been around since 2012. However, to have Facebook and PayPal, you know, get behind it and say, yes, you know, we now are going to recognize this as something that we want to promote. We want to have nonprofits be able to tap into the giving fund and getting, you know, and it makes sense for businesses. And you just said it very well. You have a business and you do what you do, and so that you do have the time to give back where you choose to give back. And that is the charm of what Giving Tuesday is all about. And that's why when Chemo Buddies for Life decided, okay, we're going to really throw our energy at revisiting the idea of the telethon, or, you know, the event that became like the Jerry Lewis telethon, you do any kind of research of how that came about and what it grew into. I'm thinking, okay, yes, we can do that. We are, you know, last year we went to Vegas and we said, we're putting the stick in the sand. We are going to do this. We're going to own this. And we did 24 hours live. Then this year we're doing 36 hours live. And because of winning the next impactor, we were a little further behind the game and starting it out. But you know what? We've got 36 hours of programming. Thank you for being here. We are raising funds. We are signing buddies. We need more to enroll. We need more funds to come in. The idea is that everybody, nearly everybody, I always hope to find that one person whenever I'm speaking. I always hope that there's one person that will be left sitting, because I start off and I ask 2 questions, and those 2 questions, I always have the room standing. Because everybody, one way or another, has been affected by cancer.
Everyone's been touched by cancer. And, to your point of Giving Tuesday, the other thing I really like about it too, the donating is so important, because it's what funds these programs, and that's how these programs are able to give back, because without funding, they can't give back. There's only so much time and volunteering can do, but it just raises so much awareness. And I hope that not only with the funds today, that people really become aware that if you are going through a cancer journey, that you are not alone. And there's so many different avenues, but Chemo Buddies is really near and dear to you, and special way to feel like you're not alone. And that's what's so important with the traditions of, what is it? So it's Black Friday, Small Business Saturday,
Right. Yes.
And I think it's
Saturday. Yes.
And small business makes the world go round too. So that's important. And we love the large companies that give back financially. That's so important. The big sponsors, and like you said, the PayPals and the Facebooks and everyone who's supporting giving funds today. But it's the small businesses that allow a lot of us to have the funds to give back and the time to give back.
Absolutely. I've had my own small businesses. I understand, this is the first time I've ever started a nonprofit, and it's not like I was seeking to do it. It was,
it found you.
Calling, and
good, bad, or indifferent.
Yes, and I'm good with it, because you know what? I'm not bad or indifferent about it. I am definitely good about it, because we are actually making a difference. And that's what, if you're going to spend your time doing something, do something that you can get passionate behind. Like with what you're doing, I love it. You are able to explain, basically, yes, had the business, yes, on the floor, yes, found something to do, and yes, now having fun doing it. You have these teams that you built, you built it right. And that's what building a nonprofit and a cause is all about too. Same concept, just a different tax structure. Right.
But the passion has to be there. And if the passion isn't there, then it doesn't go around. And so when you've got this passion, you've got to find an infrastructure to share it. And so it seems like you've absolutely done that. But to fill your infrastructure, you need some funds so that you can get that website going and you can get someone to work on it. So that's why we need the funds. And I like to say I always thought Twofer was the funniest thing. I think it started with a pizza commercial a few years ago.
Probably. Most everything start with a pizza commercial.
Probably. So it's Twofer Tuesday and giving, and that's what's so neat. So who is contributing? Who is matching the extra $1 for this program today?
It is the Giving Fund. So I believe it's a PayPal Giving Fund. I think is what it is. To be honest with you, I think it's what it is. I know that last year we did have some funds that were donated to us when we did our first annual, and they were matched, and they came through our PayPal situation. And so I think it is the PayPal Giving Fund. I know that when you have a nonprofit, it's interesting. You have to register everywhere, and the Giving Fund, I believe it is PayPal. I don't believe it's Facebook, but Facebook and PayPal, they play pretty closely together.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
As long as everyone plays nicely in the sandbox, it's good.
Yeah, I like that. It works for me.
It's just such a great way to get the word out about what you're doing and how you can help. And now you said you haven't launched you're launching the Buddies website yet?
The matching site.
Matching site. That's the word I was
looking for. Matching site's been, we call it the beta site right now. It's also known as the monster because it's huge. It's been an evolution. I actually tried building the first one, which was comical. I crashed.
No, I give you a lot of credit. I am so for DIY. I think there's some things we got to leave to the pros, but DIY is so important.
I learned, but you know what I did do, and I'm grateful for it. You know, we have to take our lessons and learn, and what I did learn was that at first I thought, oh, they brought back WordPerfect, you know, because it's WordPress. But it's like,
right.
WordPerfect, I used to be a recruiter, and WordPerfect was before Word, and I'm thinking, oh, WordPerfect and Symphony are back, huh? And you know, well before Word and Excel. And so then to get onto the back end now, at least I know enough to maneuver back there to be able to work with simple websites. And if you're a nonprofit that, you know, yes, do it yourself. And yes, we have to get it to that certain place. And it was enough to learn. Now the answer is that we built CB4L.org to be our interim until we have the beta completely ready to go. And we made that strategic decision because of this event. And because we have the back end, the bones of the beta site now built. It works. It is very exciting.
So these funds that you're pulling in today for the nonprofit will help launch the site even that much more.
Yeah, yes, but they're going to be used for more than that. Some will be used for that because we need to do some administrative things like place it in the right, you know, it's big enough that we need to put it in the right kind of a database. Server and such. But it's going to be more for even the buddies themselves. We need to be able to have the right kind of we have programs that we need to fund. And so then it's a matter of which ones will go first. How many funds do we have that we can then go for which ones? And it's so exciting because what we have found and what we have built and what we have ready to build, like the blueprint, if you will be that this is going to be truly a one-stop location for those people that are affected by cancer. But we're going to be inviting many of the other nonprofits that are also serving the same community, and so that are also not raising funds for research and development. You know, this is those people that are affecting frontline the community, because there are those, but they don't have, if you're a nonprofit, you don't have that ability to be building out what we're building out like a hub. So
no, this is amazing and beyond startup nonprofit. This is absolutely huge, and it's clear why you won the Innovator Award. I mean, this is a really big deal and very exciting.
It is. And we have it. So we're so close now to getting that launched. So yes, it is very
exciting. So while you were talking about that, I had two of my furry friends here doing their own DIY down on the floor. So since we have a few minutes, the best way to show a DIY to me is to take it apart and then put it back together and show everyone live. So they've just done their part and taken it apart. So if you want me to show you that, I would
love it. Yes,
we did it so quietly and managed to. Now they just went upstairs because they're all right. Let me go over here.
They've been busted.
So here's another quick craft DIY that you can make. And let me show you. Okay. Let me show you the before here. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. I was using one of them to prop up my camera here, but the other one apparently made it to the floor, and so that's free game for dogs. So the cotton picks are so popular, and so this is really fun to put. Makes it fancier for your candle holder. And you can see in my candle holder, you can use cranberries or rocks or anything like that. I did wine corks because I happen to have a whole bunch of extra of those. So, but I like to put this little dollar store wreath around, and then let me show you the ones that they just did. So this was a second one. I heard some crunching going down, and they were trying to help. They were feeling left out. So you can get the cotton picks, or you can get the picks that go in wreaths. But this is a really easy way to cheat and make a wreath. And so I've used them for the candle holders, but you can certainly do this on a bigger wreath. You just get the pre-made wreath, you get the picks, and you wedge them in there. And again, most of these things all have wire on them, whether they're the picks or they're the cotton stems or flowers, poinsettias, whatever you want to do.
Right.
Blue and white streamers for Hanukkah, whatever you want. But you put them back in there. And so that's another craft in addition to the ornaments that are kind of a fun DIY thing that I wanted to share with everyone. And I still wanted to mention, I don't know if you have a record of it yet, but anyone who donates $100 while I am on here right now, I will send you a pack of 4 personalized ornaments with a bow and some holiday cheer on them to your address. So if anyone has donated $100 during this, I'd be happy to do that.
Let me check with my, I have a team. So let me get to my team.
Right.
See if we have any that has there. Okay.
Or I suppose I can make you a fresh set if you'd rather have the candle holders with wreaths, not touched with dog fur. So that's your choice. But I was thinking the ornaments might be a little bit more fun.
I love the ornaments. Those are so much fun. Okay, we'll see what she says.
All right. Well, you know where to find me. You can always find me, and I'm happy to create some of these and get these on their way from sunny Phoenix.
I love it. And, I just want to say thank you for being a part of this, because, your energy and your discussion in regards to how important this is, and then being able to make it fun too. And that's what I absolutely love about what we're doing with this community, because we need to have fun. The day needs to have some fun. It needs to that energy of being able to, like when you sat on the floor and you decided to paint and do your DIY because you could. And that is what our message is to our buddies. Don't let what they're dealing with define them. Just like you didn't let your ankle define you, right?
No, it defined some of the choices I had to make. So before I had A, B, C, D available to me, now I had other choices. So I would have probably never thought to sit on the floor and paint furniture or my stair rail or any of the things that I did while I was healing. But it gives you healing, puts you in a place of creativity sometimes when you try and get out of that space. And I think what's important to have a chemo buddy, and I'm assuming, tell me if this assumption is wrong, is it's someone who can help you get through all the fears and the unknowns and maybe give you some tips and tricks. But more than that, someone who's there, who understands what you've been through. So knows it's okay to laugh at silly magazine articles or, talking about whatever fluff you want to talk about, because the whole point is not to live inside cancer all the time. It's to live past that, beyond that, and a full life with all sorts of different new hobbies. So that's maybe what a chemo buddy can do for you, is share some of the things they did to get through literally chemo, literally radio, all those things.
Right, absolutely. And it might even be like, because it's modeled after me and my original buddy, and that is, we were both going through it at the same time. So it can be either that they're at different periods of time through it, or they may actually be going through it together. It just depends on the individuals, or they may not even team up with one. They may be a part of the community and feel that is what they need. And some of them are outsiders looking in because they're not quite ready to engage that much, but that is enough for them to feel that connection. So we meet them where they come from. And
well, and that's what's so neat about today too. Yesterday and today is having 36 different hours filled with more than 36 people that care from all sorts of different avenues and hobbies and careers and all these things. It affects everybody. And so if you are trying to see if this is a good fit for you, you can see how many different facets come together that in the meetup or the matching group is going to let you pick, literally hand pick. You can swipe through the things that fit you, I'm assuming, and swipe through the things that don't.
Right. Yes, that is exactly where it is going. We are in the interim between now and once we launch live the beta site. They will have groups that they'll be able to join, and it's going to be housed more in the Facebook area because that's right now where we can do that to then piggyback into our own, because why not utilize what is out there? And so
Absolutely.
It makes absolute sense. And yes, because we have so many people that are coming to us with different sets of skills that feel a calling to be working with this community and wanting to just say, hey, I'm willing to do this. I would be willing to lead a group for, once a month. I'd be willing.
There's some DIY crafting. For some easy DIY crafting, just make sure your scissors work first before you join the club.
I love it. See, and think about that, because I literally, I can't go get it right now because I'm all linked up here, but
sure.
I have what I did when I was going through mine. I would Google, and then I would sit there and I'd try to figure it out by Google, or I'd be reading the instructions and such like that, because I was just bound and determined that I was going to do something constructive. Mm-hmm. Now, to have others that I could do it with and say, what did you, and that bonding, that to me, and like, that's where I just go crazy and like, okay, yes. And then that and that, because I think of all the different people from my graduating class, if you will, that they like this, they like that. And we need to have the reading classes. We need to have the writing groups. And then to be able to buddy up themselves. And the practical skills. How do you learn how to maneuver the insurance companies? How do you do this? How do you do that? And to have a place, a community where you feel safe that you can go there and be well taken care of and fed and give back, because that's where they will even get more out of it, is when they start volunteering. And that is what the genius of this is because it is our community. It's not a nonprofit being built by someone else. This is being built by those we are serving.
No, and I think it's amazing everything you're doing, from patients to bringing in the expert DIY, if you will, the tips and tricks, and especially someone who's an expert at doing taxes or insurance or things like that. That is extremely helpful. Just as it's helpful to invite the caregivers to be part of it and figure out a way to incorporate them that they're involved in, but they have a break from it, and just something as simple as doing.
They're separated too.
Separated, because no one wants to take something as a cancer and put it on themselves and think that the attention's about them. That's not it. You just, as a caregiver, you have to make sure that you are in a place that you can give your best back. And sometimes getting out of our own heads and out of our own stresses, whatever they may be, from paying the bills to doctor's appointments,
right.
There's nothing wrong with a good DIY craft to make bring a smile to you. It's okay to have some fun and some light while you're going through all this.
I love it. So I will let you know if anybody did.
Okay, for sure. You know where to find me.
Yes, I do. And
okay,
Noelle Agape, thank you for being here. I just absolutely had so much fun Raquel, thank you so much for the DIY projects, and thank you for joining us today, and the fact that you were willing to give your time to support this cause means a lot to me.
Well, it's
Thank
my
you.
pleasure. I hope you get lots and lots and lots of donations today. So all my best for Giving Tuesday.
Thank you, and share this out on
For
one part,
sure.
because you know what, you never know who's going to. We're looking for buddies, and we're looking for
That's the
donations.
power of the internet. And so on my
Yes.
Facebook page, I have people from all over the country. They waited to the very end to bark out loud. I just like to say that was good. That's a win. That's a Tuesday win. We'll take it.
We'll take it. All right. You
All right.
have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye-bye.
Bye.